I don't know what I asked for, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't this. Hello, and welcome to episode 32 of the MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and as per usual, I'm joined by Wib, say hello.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Le Drummer Bot, say bonjour.
Bonjour.
He actually did what I told him to this time.
Excellent.
Suffer. So, we might have a good few more listeners this time round.
Yes.
Like, at least maybe, I don't know, 6 people now.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, quadrupling our audience.
Absolutely.
Don't think about the math there.
But yeah, we recently did a video on like our top favourite wacky things from Rogue Trader, 40k. And that brought in a lot of new traffic.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot, which, you know, we're incredibly grateful of.
Yeah, so hello to those new people who may be listening.
Sorry in advance.
Sorry.
I was about to apologise.
You might be thinking this is a podcast that has a purpose. It's not.
No, not really. What we do here at the MisanthroPod is we usually talk about stupid shit that means nothing. Occasionally video games, sometimes tabletops, D&D, 40k. And Drummer Bat never does anything.
Yeah.
And lives in France.
Yeah, you kind of caught up with the lore now.
Yeah, you've caught up on the deep lore of the MisanthroPod.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't realise we were recording these things. I just use it as an excuse to catch up with you guys.
You see, I was going to make a joke, but that is so adorable. You lovely man.
There is one thing I do want to mention about the recent Rogue Trader video. Aside from being just about the most popular thing we've ever made,
Yeah.
It's a general statement. There is a couple of I don't want to say mistakes, but the way we worded things in the video gave people the wrong impression about certain things.
Okay.
So it's possible we might do a follow-up video at some point.
I think we might have to do an addendum.
Yeah, and we'll probably mention the other ones in there. But I just want to front load this right now. We know it's not a dinosaur, it's a protonid. We know, stop telling us, we get it.
It's not funny if we don't say dinosaur.
Why isn't it a dinosaur? It looks like a dinosaur.
It's a protonid.
The Tyranids back then were
desks.
Well, yeah, they were desks. No, Tyranids back then sort of were very vague, and the design for them was a bit weird and much more dinosaur-y and less insecty, kind of. They had a few iterations.
They were really good as desks.
The only, to be honest, if it wasn't for the little eye stalk things that you can see on the back of the writing desk's head and the one that's in the background, then I would be almost prepared to fight people that they're not Tyranids. They are just dinosaurs, but the little eye stalk things kind of give it away that it is supposed to be a Tyranid.
Very flat skulls too. Very good for writing things.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's blatantly obvious that whoever was drawing it was basing them on dinosaurs, but, you know.
But that's okay.
Yeah, and yeah, the joke was that we were obsessing over it being a dinosaur. Obviously, that didn't translate to a lot of people,
evidently.
And that's fine. We obviously needed to change the way we told that joke.
You just sound really passionate. I was like, well, obviously none of you got the joke. Guess we have to dumb it down for you people.
I didn't say that. I was saying, I was being open with it and saying that it's, you know, that's a fault on us, not a fault on the viewer. I was saying the opposite of what you were saying.
I know, but it's funnier that I assume that you're saying the opposite of what you're saying.
It's probably because I'm British and therefore I always sound condescending.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Well, always actually putting yourself down.
Yeah, self-deprecating.
That is a hallmark of being British.
Yeah,
always sounding like you're being a massive snooty butt and actually being massively self-deprecating.
Yeah, condescension while self-deprecating is Britain, really.
Yeah.
The British are so
that and rain.
nuanced.
And rain. And
Rain isn't a personality trait.
I mean,
I don't know how.
I mean, I'm not a licensed psychologist. I'm just arm sharing here. But
How long have you lived here and you don't realise that rain is like a primary factor in all British people's personality?
I don't go outside that much.
Like, there's a definite degree of drizzle about most British people.
I'm not saying a fucking thing. I mean, I think you guys are quite sunny. Okay, you kind of are, actually. But
You've been around me too much to say that with a straight face.
seriously, yeah. But we should probably start talking about actual stuff.
Yeah, I
Who am I
guess.
kidding? We never do anyway. So, how have you guys been? Been very drizzly or rainy?
Actually, the weather's been not bad.
I'm talking about you personally.
Personally, overcast constantly, but I'm okay.
Okay, I'm glad. Drummer Butt, how you been doing?
yeah, I'm good, thank you.
You're hanging out in France where you're getting all the warm weather and sunburn.
Yeah, that was this last week's been a little bit. It got down to the low 20s, so it got a bit chilly. But it's back up to 30 something again today. So it's all too warm to get anything done. Actually, I'm so very unproductive at the moment in terms of basically anything. I'm pretty much just sitting and playing Magikarp Jump because I don't have the energy or body temperature to do anything else.
Oh, dude. Honestly, speaking as someone who comes from Australia, yeah, like when it gets like really hot, all we do is just stay inside and drink cold drinks.
Yeah.
Like people think we have this magical coping no, we have air conditioning and inside. That's what we have. We just sit around just going, well, it's pretty fucking hot.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of both Pokemon and going outside, we've been playing a lot of the new Pokemon Go.
Yes. Do
gym
tell.
update.
With all the raids and stuff. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We've actually seen people walking around, like, actually playing rather than just being fucking completely snuck up on by people using GPS fucking spoofers.
Yeah, or because for a long time you'd see people like surreptitiously pull out their phone when nearby a gym, and you're like, I know what you're doing. You're one of the sad fuckers like us that are still playing Pokemon Go.
You can always tell because they were always over the age of, like, 26.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But now kids are playing it again, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, still more adults, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of which, because I think I know where you're going with
Yeah, so if people don't know, they did a new update a couple of weeks back where the gyms work in a different way.
In a way better way.
In a way better way that has kind of broken the kind of awful metas that they had that meant it was really hard to take a gym unless you were super powerful. Whereas now a couple of people like us who don't have like super high powered Pokemon can still take down a gym.
It just takes a good bit of time.
Yeah, and you get more rewards, and it's just...
It's just, you get one Pokemon per gym, rather than just having everything as a Blissey or a fucking Gyarados.
Well, one Pokemon of each type.
One Pokemon of each type, sorry.
is allowed, so
Yeah.
you can't have 6 Blisses, you can only have one.
Which is a fucking godsend. And they've also made it so that gyms are also Pokestops. Which is pretty fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
And every time you beat a Pokemon, they get weaker.
Their CP gets lowered until it gets kicked out. And then you can put your thingy in, and you can, like, if someone's, like, not chipped off a bit of your poker health, you can go and feed fellow Pokemon from your team berries.
Yeah.
And that kind of tops up their health. And it does degrade over time. So, like we went out last night at, like, midnight and went and just fed a bunch of gyms, like, berries. I was like, hey, here you go. I'll get XP for this. It doesn't matter. Pretty fun.
But yeah, so a good update if you're still into Pokemon Go. It's kind of fixed a lot of the problems with gyms, which is good. It's still not perfect, It's still the same game. So if
Yeah.
if you kind of got really, really sick of it very quickly, then it's unlikely to change your opinion of it.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that in our area, for some reason, it used to be kind of dominated by
Valor.
Yeah.
Valor were everywhere. I'm pretty sure there was one guy who would spoof like a maniac.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the park near our house, we have 4 gyms. We had, 3 gyms there. And I stood there and I took a gym. And the moment I put a thing in, there was a guy on it. And before the update, the radiuses weren't as wide.
Yeah.
And in that area, on that gym, I could see within the bounding. There was fucking no one there.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay. And then after he'd done that, he managed to get 5 miles down the hill and take another gym. And it's like, I wonder what's happening.
Yeah.
Fucking motherfucker must have some great legs on him.
Yeah.
Haven't really seen that happen at all.
Yeah, I don't know if they've
lately.
Kind of clamped down on it. But anyway, since this update, for some reason, Team Mystic, the one that we're on, the blue one, has taken over. And that's just everyone, every area, everything around us is all Team Mystic all the time now for some reason. And apparently it's resulted in this interesting mini gang war.
Yeah, actually.
Between every Team Mystic player and one Team Valor player.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are a few Team Valor players in our town. But there's this one.
Now,
and she is... Oh, she's... Oof.
Yeah, we see her around.
The day the update dropped, we went out to see what all these raids were about. And we got collared by, like, a group of people. Like, hey, what team are you on? We're like, oh, we're blue. And they're like, oh, cool, you know, because they were all Mystic as well, because of course they were.
I just want to point out, they didn't say what team you're on. Oh. A random person in the little racist town we live in shouting across a park at you, what colour are you, is an unnerving thing to hear.
Moving swiftly on. She turned out to be friendly. And she was telling us all about the Facebook group and how, you know, they get together and have, like, little Mystic raids. And they're going to be planning raids. It's really quite sweet. They've got, like, this tiny little community about it and they all hang out together and all know each other. And they were like, what was it? They were like, just don't run into Jane. Oh, who's Jane? And she's like, well, she's Valor, isn't she? And we're like, okay, she's Valor. Like, yeah. Like, apparently, this woman, we see her around a lot in the park, and she's always kind of messing about on the gyms and stuff, you know, just, she plays a lot, I guess. Apparently, she is so overly verbally aggressive. Like, she is really fucking nasty. Yeah, like the woman was saying that, oh yeah, it was like a bunch of them taking a gym, and she comes up because they took it off her, and she starts screaming at them, swearing at them, calling them all sorts of horrifying names. It's like, wow. Okay, we found a fucking, like proper IRL toxic gamer.
Yeah.
So fucking weird.
So we've been having great fun every time she takes a gym nearby us, sneaking out at stupid times in the night and retaking it.
Like, there was that one, we came back from shopping and we saw her. So she's walking along. She obviously has just done something to a gym and is walking off to the Pokestop. We're like, okay, slow down. We got to upset the Red Menace. So we slow down and we wait, because it's just her in the gym with her shiny Gyarados. We fucking kick the shit out of it. Put our dudes in it, and then sneak out the park. It was awesome.
Excellent.
But yeah, I'm waiting for her to just start shouting abuse.
We'll start noticing that the same two people keep taking her
following
her
her around.
We're not really following her. We're following the gyms.
Because the thing is, there's like 6 gyms in our entire town. 4 of them are in the park next, like, that's a 5-minute walk from our house.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
so
she'll come in and be like, I've taken one gym, and then we'll immediately go out and be like, nah, bitch, no, this is our gym now. And I'm waiting for her to throw something at us, honestly, because I've heard her reputation is abominable.
To be fair, I've heard, like, when we were talking to the people in the park, they were saying that other people, because of her kind of fiery temper, other people were just winding her up, as in hiding in bushes, taking her gyms,
yeah,
so they couldn't tell where she was, so they couldn't tell where they were.
What was it? They had like 3 people hiding in bushes near a gym, taking it, and she's just sitting there in the middle of it, just screaming, "Where are you?" Just like going nuts. It's like, oh my god, this woman.
I know this
fucking crazy. I mean, like, of course we can't say that this is 100% true, but like, when a bunch of people are sitting there telling you this, you kind of gotta believe it.
It's interesting to see the kind of toxic, angry gamer actually appear in real life.
Yeah, and what really kind of worries me is that she's got like 2 kids she wanders around with a lot, which I guess are maybe her kids or grandkids or something.
Stole them.
She probably stole them from a Mystic player. She's ransoming.
She stole a couple of kids, gave them smartphones so that they can easily tank raids.
You join Team Valor now. Like, okay.
Delete your character if it's Team Mystic.
Get good.
But I've got a Pikachu with a Santa hat. He's dead now.
He's dead and bleeding.
I lavender towned him.
Oh. Ooh, so yeah, the whole gang violence thing has been quite interesting. Well, the most small town fucking gang violence you can get.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been an interesting social experience, I guess you could call it.
Pokémon Go once again introducing odd new social dynamics.
Yeah. I know what we can talk about. We had we played a pretty good round of D&D the other day.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun. DM'd by Drummer Butt.
It's more successful than the time before.
Oh yeah, because 2 of our party members are like, oh god, just so selfish, right? They have like this baby or whatever, and apparently you need to like feed and take care of a baby instead of play D&D.
I know.
And like last weekend, it was like really hot, and the baby was like, I don't like it because it's hot and everything is new and frightening to me. And like they were all like, sorry guys, gotta like, I don't know, help this infant survive or whatever. The bastards.
So what was our complete inventory of actions that we did in that previous session, Matt?
You woke up,
Yes.
you went to a music shop, and pre-ordered an accordion.
Yes.
Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
Oh, and we
all you
also
did.
potentially put an informant in the line of fire by just being twats. Because we were supposed to go visit the character who was a friend of one of the party members. And we go into this bar where we're supposed to meet him. And his name is Rue. So our rogue, who's friends with this guy, goes, like, he's basically walking around going, Rue! Are you there? And then we find Rue. Well, our rogue finds Rue and goes, Hey! I found Rue! My warlock on the other side of the bar goes, Who? Is that Rue you have with you? This guy's trying to keep a low profile because he's actually being hunted by, like, the mafia or whatever. And we're just shouting his name. Oh yeah, Rue! Who is your childhood friend? Is sitting right there! I'll be right over to see you and your friend Rue, who's looking very shady for some reason. If he ends up dead, I honestly don't know why he would end up dead, because we were so like stealthy about it. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got done.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I am joking. Obviously, kids take precedence over fucking D&D.
Oh yeah.
It was quite funny just how little we got done.
Yeah.
In like the allotted like 4 hours we have.
But the next session, we actually had a pretty good one.
We did so good with this session. It was great. We did like a whole little episode.
So what this character Rue wanted us to do was to steal an item, a little statue, from this rich like collector's house, that was surrounded by guards on a high wall, and so we had to figure out how to break in, and like we had to, because the main door to get to where he stores his things was locked by a key that the guy keeps on him at all times.
He's a very, very paranoid guy.
And we weren't supposed to just go in and just beast out and murder everyone. Yeah. We had to try and do it stealthily, and, you know, which is probably a bad thing considering that I have a loud bard. Well, he's not a bard, he's a barbarian, but he plays a lute a lot of the time. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
there was nothing stopping you going in like and making a mess. But I was just trying to give you a bit of a warning where if that happens, you know, there will be some sort of comeuppance probably if you just go in and murderize everything.
Well, I think we did very well, but considering we're all complete fucking weirdos.
So we needed to case the joint. So what happened?
My warlock Nathan went out with the rogue in disguise because we're very clever, very paranoid, and we had a look around the estate. We pegged a few guards.
Excuse me.
Hey, look! Don't question my methods.
Do you mean you observed a few guards?
Yeah.
Because pegging them is a very different thing.
Hey, we didn't get attacked by guards, did we?
All I'm going to say is that I never saw you roll to peg the guards.
Okay, I had a secret roll because we're using roll 20.
What did she roll? Matt, what did she roll on her secret pegging the guard roll?
Yeah, 3. It did not go well.
What did she do? Miss and fuck the guy next to him?
Now, with him, I rolled a nat 20. Well, charisma to convince him it was okay. That's cool. This is fine. I'm your boyfriend. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's legit. That's fine. No, so we went and cased the joint, had a look at some of the guards.
Yes.
And there was like an alleyway around the side, so I went and popped the rogue on my shoulders, and we had a look over the fence. There was a big window opposite us, so in my character's infinite wisdom, he decided to throw a rock through the window so it would draw all the guards, so we could see A, how many there were, and B, what kind of a response time they had, and what kind of response techniques they were using. And we just smashed a fucking window and ran off because it was awesome.
Yeah, just making the guards slightly more alert. That's pretty much what you achieved.
Well, I was being cautious, and I wanted to break a window.
I don't think break a window and cautious are phrases used in conjunction very often.
Okay, so in my defense, it was the rogue who broke the window. It's all her fault.
Yeah, but that's only because she was on your shoulders, so she could actually see.
You made me make fucking dex saves, so I didn't, like, fall on my ass. I'm convinced, Drummer Matt, I am convinced that you mock me because I have -1 to my dexterity. You're so mean.
You just keep putting yourself in situations where you need to make dex rolls.
Like when?
Like falling down the stairs.
Okay, I fell down the stairs because I didn't have fucking night vision. That's like the one time.
Yeah, I mean, this time you could have, when running away from said guards that came around to find out where the stone came from, you could have decided to put the rogue down off your shoulders to run away rather than carry on going.
Okay, I panicked, so I couldn't... She was already on my shoulders. I was like, well, I'm big and tough and brave. I can run with a bard. I can run with a rogue on my shoulders, it's fine. Hey, we made it all the way back to the fucking house without, like, anyone noticing. I hope.
So, after...
I gathered some valuable information. So did our rogue.
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I think it would have gone down pretty much identically.
The things I do for this fucking party, honestly.
In fairness,
no respect.
In fairness, we did get a bit we didn't need the window to be broken, granted, but the rest of it, the information about the layout of the place was useful.
You're welcome.
Just next time, don't break a window.
Okay, I needed to see the guard response time. My logic is sound.
Your logic is as sound as your ability to pronounce words.
It's not that
And your
good.
ability to scope out the place for 2 minutes, then go, okay, that's all I need to know. We don't need to look at, like, guard rotors or anything. We'll just look at what they're doing at this time, and then we assume that's what it is all the time.
Okay, so we went back the next day to look at that.
Yeah,
and then we spent an entire day observing them from a second story. Yeah, so don't fucking act. Everyone's gonna say, oh, Snipe broke a window and then just went and fucking stumbled dick first into the... Fuck you. No, that's not how it happened at all. We had too much recon. It was awkward. We were tripping over fucking information. It was terrible. Information coming out of our ass.
There's some revisionist history going on here.
Ooh, it wasn't that long ago. I remember it well. But anyway,
memory is a fickle thing.
Oh, fuck off. The fact of the matter is, Talus and I got to break a window. It was awesome, and no one died.
Okay, although.
Okay.
So we ended up the next day. We got into like a abandoned house that was nearby that we could observe the house and basically wait for the guy who has the key to leave, because previously my character, the barbarian dwarf, had got some information out of the bordello owner, who we happened to just be around.
Yeah, we're quite good friends with him.
Yeah. That he was going to be going out that day to go and see,
indulge in pleasures of the flesh.
After Matt did a very nice thing of pretty much put it in my lap that I needed to speak to her because I was quite tired whilst playing the game and I was an idiot.
You were just like, I'll sit in the corner with the wizard and just go, ugh.
Because you pretty much did something which, it wasn't this, but it might as well have been just roll for, you need to speak to the woman, seriously, you fucking idiot, ask her about something. Oh, you rolled a 10. That's interesting.
You speak to the woman.
And I'm like, yeah, I should probably speak to her.
I've like the fourth prod, yeah.
But anyway, so we got that information, we saw the guy leave. And we'd arranged this tactic whereby...
It was phenomenal, but this was fucking perfect.
So, my character and Snipe's character, who have got this long-standing war of words where we're constantly picking at each other anyway. Decide that what we're going to do is we're going to distract the guy and if he's got any guards with him by staging an argument. And then
like fighting and smashing into him.
Yeah, like getting into fisticuffs and like knocking around, and then our rogue would then sneak behind him and pickpocket him. And if she got caught, then our I always forget if she's a mage or a wizard.
She's a wizard.
She's a wizard.
Yeah.
Because I always forget the difference between those things.
There is not a mage in D&D.
Isn't there a mage? Okay.
No, there's sorcerer or wizard if you want the like direct spellcasters.
Okay, I've just never played a spellcaster. So.
Yeah. No, they confused me for a while as well. I was like, because it's like then you start adding, all the other spellcasters, and like, so what's the difference between all of these things?
Warlocks are the best.
But because she's like a dragonborn and is like high, kind of looks high class,
and she's not her species isn't particularly common in the town we're in.
So if the rogue was caught, then the wizard would come in and say, this is my servant girl. She's been harassing you. Come on, let's get her away. I'm so sorry. It was like a whole plan.
It was a good plan.
Miraculously worked because we started arguing in front of him.
How did we start arguing?
I think I ran up and just started shouting at you and saying like, "Do you have any idea how much money you've cost me?"
Yeah.
And
my character was like, "Oh, we didn't go over this."
Yeah, we didn't arrange anything. We really should have. And it was like, I think it was, I basically accused your character of standing up my character's daughter.
Yeah.
At the
I
chapel.
paid good money for you. You're just going to walk away from my darling daughter. And I'm like, yes, actually. I will, because your daughter's terrible.
And then I'm like, well, come over here and fight me, because I'm standing right next to the guy.
Yeah. And
So-
don't you grab the guy's guard and go, "You look like a member of the guard. Come on, drag him back here by the ponytail, will you?" And he's like, "Nothing to do with me, mate."
And so we end up kind of scuffling with each other, and Rogue comes in, pickpockets the key because they roll super well.
Yeah,
So.
very, very well.
So
they pickpocket.
while we're fighting bitterly,
Yeah, and then once that's happened, we kind of stand up, and I think you turn around and say something to the
Sorry.
You say something to the effect of, "Look, she's just not my type, okay?" And then I said, "Well, that's a perfectly reasonable thing. Why didn't you just say that to begin with?"
And I'm like, "Well, I didn't mean to offend you," and I felt very awkward about the whole situation.
Well,
Because we see the guard coming at this
Yeah.
point, we're like, "Oh no."
Right. Well, I'm deeply sorry. Let's go right now to the tavern, and I'll buy you a drink, good man. Let's go with great haste now, and then we just fuck off,
We just fucking run off into the alleyway.
leaving a group of stunned bystanders just going, "What the fuck just happened?"
Oh, you made me roll persuasion, and I got a natural 20 as well. I was so proud of that. My fucking god-awful performance apparently was so compelling.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we got the key.
So we got the key.
And then we should tell everyone how our rogue managed to sneak into the house.
Yeah. So we snuck over the wall. Once the guy and his guard had left, to go and partake in the pleasures of the flesh.
Indulge in the pleasures of the flesh.
So we snuck over the wall and got to a large window at the back. And
This is all happening, just so everyone else knows, this is all happening about an hour before basically all the guards go to bed.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
You guys just hadn't looked at that, just hadn't been around it in night time to see, people actually needing to sleep because they're humans. Mostly humans.
No, okay, Matt, I fucking see how this is now. Okay, fucking right, mate.
I'll be honest, I got the impression from the recon that was done that when Snipe's character went and broke a window, that was significantly later than when we were there the second day. That's the impression.
Bad DM, very.
That's the impression that I got.
It was a bit late. It was about 11 or 12 when you were looking around. And they were playing dice or whatever they're doing, and just about to head to bed before a window was broken. And then the next day you got there about 9 o'clock in the evening.
Fucking rogues breaking windows. Am I right?
Okay, I guess we should have queried more specifically about times. I think we were just under the impression of something that wasn't quite true.
Well, now we know.
But anyway,
so Rogue sneaks around the back of the house, finds a nice big window, has got some glass cutting tools, so cuts out a nice hole about the shape of a person.
In a giant window.
In a giant window, does like a combat roll through it, and then
just crawled in.
And then the window...
She had to jump the fuck in.
The window starts to crack.
Yeah.
Like spider webs of cracks all the way across this glass. Because I think I go in through the hole next, and it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah, because
you don't climb through it elegantly as a dwarf.
Yeah.
No.
Then my character comes up, he looks the window up and down, walks around to the side of the house, and climbs in one of the open windows. That was a lot smaller, but a lot less liable to fucking shatter.
Yeah.
Then we help the fucking dragonborn through.
So we get into the house. We find all the guards are kind of way back.
They're playing fucking Hearthstone or whatever.
Yeah, whatever they do. So we find the door that leads down to the place where this statue is kept. We've got the key, so we open it up. We head on in, lock it behind us. So as far as they're aware, nothing's changed except for the giant cracked window. We hope they won't look at that.
I don't think they did, which is very lucky.
So we go down into this thing that's quite several flights of stairs down.
Yeah, it's quite deep.
Where
this guy keeps all of his goodies.
Yeah, so we open up the main chamber down there and find a room full of like knickknacks and various bits and pieces.
Paddywhacks.
Yeah, and the statue in there. But we also hear this weird, almost melodic, like
deep speech grumbling
noise. And out of the darkness, as we kind of peer through, we see something that looks very much like a beholder.
But it's tiny.
It's a tiny beholder.
It's a baby beholder.
A spectator, they're called, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's a beb holder.
Yeah.
A little.
A baby beholder.
Beb holder. And it's deep speeching all over the place.
Yeah, and it's just deep speeching, and because it seems to be like humming, like some kind of like almost a tune, and we all think he's adorable for some reason.
Because all of us are like, yeah, we know beholders are literally the worst things ever. Well, some of the worst things ever. But this one's so little.
So I pull out my lute and try and play along with his humming.
You had the fucking gall to mock me for breaking a window. I played music at a fucking beholder. How could that have gone wrong?
In fairness, it didn't attack us straight away.
No, because I had to mess with the damn thing.
So I played it. It doesn't react well to that.
Oh, it got very cranky.
And then because Snipe's character's a warlock, you have like an ability to speak to people in whatever language they have.
Provided they can speak a language, I can kind of telepathically communicate with them and understand them, and vice versa.
Well, it's not quite vice versa. I did actually have a double check. Well, you can speak to them, but they can't speak back. But spectators and beholders also have telepathy. So I kind of figured with the two combined, you'd be able to
that makes sense.
Talk a bit.
So you find out that it's super angry because we're not the master.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you're not the master, I have to kill you. And I was like, oh, shit.
You try and fake it out by saying, look, I've got the key, that means I'm the master.
It didn't like that.
The problem is, because you just read its mind, Matt here decided to impart a piece of information upon us that
ruined us. Ruined it for the rest of the game. Thoroughly. To the this was ruination distilled.
So, what piece of information did you tell us?
Try and remember it verbatim.
So the sort of humming noise that was coming from this spectator was they're summoned to guard rooms for they last up to like 101 years or something, and he's obviously been there a while. It doesn't really get to speak to anyone or see anyone else. They can like summon their own food and everything, so they're completely self-sustaining. But they can go a bit weird in their like isolation. So this spectator was just singing to himself a bit.
What was he singing?
He was singing about guarding the room. Something along the lines of guarding the room, guarding the room, guarding the room, guarding the room, oh guarding. In like deep speech or whatever.
Yeah.
And the thing is, once you told us that, we didn't want to kill him. We didn't want to fight him. We wanted to leave this guy alone because we loved him.
We love this little dude so much.
So,
which turned out to be, well, quite There's a lot of hubris on our part.
Yeah. So Snipe used a spell on it that damaged it but made it run away.
Dissonant whispers.
Yeah,
It was
dissonant
basically like screaming in its brain and it went fucking hell and ran off.
So it ran off. You ran in, grabbed the statue, and then we fucking legged it up
We
the
shut
stairs.
the door behind us and we leg it, and for some reason I think the DM is going to allow this. I think, oh yeah, Drummer Matt will be like, yeah, it's fine. Like as we're running up the stairs, we're going, that thing can't open doors, can it? Yeah, it's probably fine. It's probably doesn't have hands.
Turns out it doesn't open doors, it smashes them down, and it's quite fast.
It's quite angry.
So this thing catches up to us, and it is not happy.
No.
And the thing is, we're all on the stairs in this awkward, like, single file bottleneck. And this thing's coming up behind us, so being the kind of token tank character in the group, I pop my rage and go and charge at the damn thing.
Half of us have to run back down the stairs. Our wizard's already at the top, at the door, just not noticing that we're not behind her.
So I start wailing on the thing. It casts fucking lasers on me that give me heart cancer. Like, does this like necrotic blast on my chest, and
that fucks you up.
It like takes like half my health, and I've got like significantly more health than anyone else in the rest of the group. And I'm like, oh, this is bad.
Well, fuck. Like we were fighting it, so it was the rogue, Wibs, Barbarian, and my warlock fighting it on the stairs. It hits Wib's character for half his fucking health. Then we start maybe not being as friendly with it. It breaks our heart, but we try.
Yeah.
Our rogue's like, I'm gonna get behind it so I can get some good damage on it. She manages to get past it. Go through another round, it turns around and it blasts her with this necrotic fucking, like, ray, and basically one-shots her. She's down, she falls down the stairs, she's fucking out. She's unconscious, rolling, like, saving against death. It's like, and then we were just like, oh, fuck. And then we started singing songs, like dying in pain, just because we kept just wailing on it, being like, yeah, fun's over, this thing has to go down. Sora, our wizard, at this point realizes that none of us are behind her, and she's like, oh, I guess I'll go back downstairs. It takes her, 2 rounds to get to us with dashing? Oh my god, we could have used her so hard, because what she does is when she finally gets there, when, I think, because I don't think, did I take any damage?
I don't think you took any damage.
I don't think I took any damage. I was standing behind the dwarf, so, who just, took, I don't know, half hit points heart cancer damage.
Fortunately, the spectator kept trying to bite me as well, because my rage abilities give me resistance to that kind of damage. So
she runs down. She sees me. She casts protection from good and evil on me, and then she runs around the corner. In the next round, she basically does. She's like, "I'll do a fireball," and my character and the dwarf kind of turn around and go, we'll crouch, because it's like she's higher up than we are anyway, so we were like, this is fine. And then she blows a hole in the motherfucker, just fucking thing smacks on the other. We're just
it was. I can't remember. It wasn't a fireball, because a fireball would have possibly ended all of you.
Well, yeah, I can't remember what it was. She blew a fucking hole in that thing.
It's like a cone of flame.
Something like that. Yeah,
it was aimed in such a way that it wouldn't incinerate all of us. But...
We all got very, very warm. But yeah, and then we run to the rogue and managed to stabilize her, and then we were just kind of like, man, fuck that thing. That thing was a bad thing. I don't care how cute its songs were. Yeah. It was the worst.
And we then just escaped the house with surprisingly no other drama happening. Mm-hmm. We just kind of get out.
Yeah, it was close, but you got there.
Yeah, a guard came around the corner just as my fucking -1 dex twat's trying to scale a wall. It's like an 8-foot wall, and he's like, I can do it.
No one ever said a warlock had to be dexterous.
Mindset.
In fairness, I'm a fucking dwarf. I had to be tossed over the wall.
Yeah, but we tossed you first, so it's fine.
Yeah, to be fair, you want to be first. If you can.
If you want to get tossed, you want to be first.
You don't want to get tossed last, The person's going to be a bit tired.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get the thrust going.
They're not going to put the back into it,
No, I get you. So yeah, I scrambled over just in time, and then we ran the long way back. to the bar.
Yeah.
I think I carried the rogue because she was like, I'm dying!
Yeah, being very melodramatic about it.
Yeah, so I carried her back because apparently that's just what I do. I'm her fucking, like, horse. I carry her everywhere.
I think you're setting some dangerous precedents here.
She's gonna get me some stirrups or something. She's gonna give me a saddle.
Well, if you've already been pegging the guards, I don't think it's too much of a stretch.
Hey.
Which is coincidentally what those guards got.
A bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Hello to all the new viewers. This is what it's like all the time. We're sorry.
We're very sorry. Oh, they're not listening anymore.
Yeah.
They're good people with things to do.
I don't know why I called them viewers. Like this
Thank you for looking at our audio waves with your ears.
This is an audio thing, not a visual thing.
Well, yes. But yeah, then we got back to the bar with Rue and had a massive, like, shouting match at him because we were like, dude, fucking seriously, you could have told us. And he was like, I know. Well, no, he was very apologetic, but he was still a bit of a chode about it. And then we went back and had some well-deserved rest because fucking hell.
So that's it from our side. Is there anything that now that the adventure, that little segment of the adventure is done, that would be interesting for us to know from the DM?
No, I mean,
apparently we should have gone later at night.
I don't know what would have happened if I wasn't clear about timings and wise, because like you could have gone in later on, because the other option to getting the key was to try to go in when he's asleep and try and get it off him then. But no, I had no idea how I sort of left it open ended as to how you were gonna. I didn't say, right, okay, these are the two options that they have to do, and one of these would work, sort of thing. I was just like, well, I'll just see what you want to do, and then see how likely it is that would work.
Yeah.
I don't know what would have happened if Ash didn't roll, because I had to make that pickpocket check pretty hard.
Yeah.
Because he's not just keeping it like, an outside coat pocket. It was like, tucked away.
He kept it wrapped up in
his
butt.
So I don't know what would have happened if he'd even if he just failed it slightly and the guy hadn't noticed, but he hadn't got anything, and then if he failed it badly and the guy had noticed, I have no idea what you would have done then.
Oh, I don't know, punch him in the face and hope for the best.
I think my backup plan was twatting.
Yeah.
That was
we were already throwing punches, if we'd actually just turned around and just double socked him, it would have been fine. Make the key run off.
But yeah, no, you managed to avoid all of the guards. I was kind of hoping you'd try and because there's the two guards at the front door. So I was wondering whether you were going to try and to get going that way and distract one of them. And I could hear one of you trying to chat up one of the guards or something, which could have been funny.
Well, it was heavily discussed that I would dress up as a sexy lady goblin.
Hang on.
And try and seduce one of them.
Specifically a sexy lady goblin.
Dude, you were... Oh, yeah, you were, eating dinner while we were discussing our game plan. Okay.
Yeah. Tacos arrived
it just
halfway
kept,
through the session.
there would be a moment of silence, and then, Ash or Sarah would go, or maybe Nathan could dress up as a sexy lady goblin, and I'm like, guys, no.
It didn't work last time.
It did... No, one day I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be fucking amazing. And
So that's the thing.
So fucking salty about it.
We keep suggesting that that's a plan, that you should dress up as a sexy lady goblin, and we're going to keep doing it until you eventually acquiesce to our plan.
Yeah, and then I'll get stabbed in the fucking soul and die.
Like that would be any different to what happens usually.
Okay, that happened one time, I think. Yeah, probably only one time, actually. But yeah,
no, not much more behind the scenes stuff, to be honest, because I was kind of leaving it up to you guys as to how you're going to do it. I just wanted to give you a bit of an open-ended problem rather than just here's a series of dungeons, you have to get to the end of it.
No.
I thought I'd see, just because we've only just started, I'm trying to sort of mix it up a bit just to sort of work out what you guys like doing.
Absolutely.
So
no, it's good, and I'm glad we didn't fuck it up too bad.
I need to write. So at the end of this, you were meant to be getting this thing because Ruth said he was on a contract from the Thieves Guild down in a nearby town. But what actually turned out, you guys managed to find out at the end, which you only found out because you rolled well on an insight roll onto him and noticed that he was looking more relieved than just generally pleased.
Yeah.
Because he may or may not have found out this information, but basically, yeah, he'd stolen a thing from somewhere else. On this mission for the Thieves Guild, was meant to take it back to the Thieves Guild but needed money, so actually sold it to this collector and then got in trouble with the Thieves Guild and was like, okay, I'll go get it back.
And then he enlisted us and he cooked up a story and dropped the four of us in a meat grinder.
Yeah. But I need to write his letter. So you actually got a copy of it, of him, like, he buggered off in the next morning and then, like, wrote an apologetic letter. I need to put into that letter just how apologetic he is, because he's a good dude. Well, he's not
he fucked up pretty hard, though.
So, yeah, I was quite surprised how... I was expecting your reaction to be more akin to Sarah's reaction rather than the rest of you other three.
No, but if that's how I was angry.
I didn't actually have a reaction to it other than, well, this is awkward, and just kind of left because everyone else left, and it was just a guy I don't know. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna leave now.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, that's some fun D&D adventures.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was
a hell of a lot of fun.
It was good.
Yeah, and I'm glad we got through it in the session. I think it went on a bit late, but I think every session we've done's gone on a bit late, which is fine for us. It's less fine when the other two guys say, right, so we'll probably be up in about 3 or 4 hours with the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. We should have gone to bed earlier. But yeah, glad you enjoyed it.
Yes, thank you. So apart from that, Drummer Matt, what have you been up to?
Bits and bobs. Oh, so I had my things to talk about last week before we got heavily derailed by the longest E3 podcast we've ever done, out of all one of them.
Hey, we've done 2 E3 podcasts.
So it's technically the longest.
Have we? Okay, so... yeah, okay. I saw Wonder Woman a few days before we recorded last one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was very good. I've been hearing good things. Coming into it on the basis of I was expecting it to be as fantastically amazing as all the other DC movies. So that's how high my standards were. So I might be somewhat, a bit like Rue, more relieved than pleased.
If you go in expecting Suicide Squad, then pretty much every movie is going to be high art, so...
Yeah, it was good.
They're selling Captain Boomerang figures at, like, the knockoff, like, the cheap pound shop nearby, and I really want one, but they're like £6. I'm like, what? It's too much. Well, it's a cheapy shop. Okay. And like, seriously, have you been in a pound shop lately? Everything is over £1.
Oh.
I think everything might be a tad of an exaggeration.
Well, nearly everything.
I think that might also be an exaggeration.
Mostly everything.
There are
literally everything.
There are many things in pound shops now that are above £1.
Nearly everything.
Not nearly everything. There are some things.
Okay.
Most things.
Some.
Most.
The
things that matter, like Captain Boomerang, are all over £1.
Okay.
And that really fucking bugs me, because, it's pretty crap. Don't get me wrong, Captain Boomerang's fucking shit, and that's why I want him. He was the only sympathetic character in that whole fucking movie.
I'd say Captain Boomerang was the Waluigi of DC, but like half of DC's villain lineup is basically Waluigi, so...
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I did like Captain Boomerang because he was just shitting in the corner.
Yeah. Well, speaking about the movie that Matt saw...
Oh yeah, was Captain Boomerang in that movie?
He was not. He exploded, right?
Oh my god!
Captain Boomerang doesn't explode. You're thinking of Slipknot.
Oh yeah, no, I am, aren't I?
The guy who can climb anything.
Yeah. And the guy who's
gets battle royaled pretty hard.
He does, yeah.
That's a good thing they put literally no effort to characterize him apart from this guy's good at climbing.
Yeah, I was like, who's this guy? Oh well, he's got no brains left. It's cool. Moving on.
Who's this guy? Climbing man. He's dead now.
I love how they don't even bother to like give him the introductory splash screen that every other character gets 4 of, so you know he's gonna die.
Yeah, just like instantly. It's like,
oh, by the way, there's also this guy. Mm-hmm. He is going to die in 5 minutes. Oh, look, he's dead.
It's like, hey, here's dead meat. Whoa, dead meat died. Isn't it sad?
Is it Wonder Woman that has Chris Pine in it?
Yeah, he was fine. Like
Chris Pine is fine.
He's like the Robin to Wonder Woman's Batman.
Yeah.
So he kind of
actually does Wonder Woman in the comics have a sidekick at any point? I don't remember.
Probably.
I'm not really.
It is comic books.
Yeah, I'm not really big into like DC comics in general.
I'm definitely more of a Marvel person.
Yeah. So I don't really tend to know that much, and especially if you get into like this kind of Silver Age comics, like there's a lot of fucking weird shit that goes on there.
All bets are off. She probably has like Wonder Dog or something. There's like Super Dog and Bat-Cow.
Yeah, Crypto.
Fuck off, Crypto.
Isn't there a bat? Oh, there's Bat-Cow.
There's Bat-Cow. I literally just
Bat-Cow.
mentioned Bat-Cow.
Bat-Cow is a real thing in
No.
the comics.
It's not.
Fucking Google it, dude. Bat-Cow exists.
Do you want to know the best thing about Bat-Cow? He's not even like super old. It's not like from the era of Batman has got to like Superman's got to marry Lois Lane. Oh no, like not from that era of comics. We're talking from like I think it was from the 90s or something. Bat-Cow appears. It's the dumbest
And like
shit.
it has like a bat. It kind of looks like a bat symbol marking on its forehead, and it has a cape.
Dumbest.
It has its own Wikipedia page. The opening line is Bat-Cow is a fictional cow.
No, Bat-Cow is real. Bat-Cow
You ruined
lives.
all of my dreams.
I refuse to believe that Bat-Cow isn't real.
Bat-Cow is real. I know. I've seen it.
Ace the Bat Hound was Robin's dog, apparently. It doesn't say it was first appeared in Batman Incorporated Volume 2, Number 1, but it doesn't say when that was. So,
No man knows.
No one could possibly research and find out.
No.
Nobody.
Never.
If you research and type it in the comments, it's not real.
It's not real. But Bat-Cow is.
Bat-Cow
is real.
No matter what Wikipedia might tell you.
Wikipedia's wrong.
holy crap,
Bat-Cow
2012.
exists.
Excellent.
So anyway, probably has like Wonder Parrot.
The DC wiki page, one of the DC.wikia. The image for Bat-Cow is an advert. Hang on, go away. Bat-Cow is just an image of it of like a very, very bloody Robin stood in front of a quite bloody cow. Robin going, as of now, I'm a vegetarian, and this is Bat-Cow.
Yeah, has it got the follow-up ones where there's just literally at night and Bat-Cow is stood in a field just being a cow, and like there's like coppers chasing these robbers or whatever in a car, and it just kind of zooms in on Bat-Cow, and then the next thing you see is Bat-Cow in the middle of the road with a cape on. And then like they swerve to avoid hitting Bat-Cow, and then Bat-Cow's like fucking justice. It's so weird.
Bat-Cow is also known as the Batlin bovine, apparently.
I'm just I want to change
best.
my name legally.
I'm glad.
Where is our Bat-Cow movie, DC? Why isn't Bat-Cow going to be in the Justice League movie?
Oh my god,
Bat-Cow.
yes.
Yes.
I want like instead of Batman, just have Bat-Cow. And just
Actually, isn't it the Robin that gets him? Isn't it Damian Wayne?
if it's that stupid, probably.
Because it's
Oh no, I think it is Damian Wayne. You're right.
so Bat-Cow aside, because we know that there's not going to be a cameo in Wonder Woman, so it's not going to be a perfect movie,
They put Howard the Duck in fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
and that's why Guardians of the Galaxy is the best Marvel movie.
They should put Bat-Cow in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
It would fit. It would
It'd be
fit.
pretty good.
So apart from the glaring omission of Bat-Cow, would you recommend Wonder Woman?
I would. I would definitely recommend it.
And I also like how this technically was supposed to be a segment where you talk about Wonder Woman, but we actually talked about Bat-Cow.
We made it all
Bat-Cow
about
is
Bat-Cow.
so much better. I'm so glad that and now everyone else knows that that's the thing.
Bat-Cow is fantastic.
Christ.
Yeah, there's nothing I can say to top that. But it's a good film, and you should, if you get a chance, go and see it while it's in cinema. Because as much as it's worth seeing because it's a good film, it's also worth seeing because if people see this film, more films like this get made, and then we don't end up in an awful world where cool female superheroes don't get films. But pushing aside from that,
No, we just live in a world where Bat-Cow doesn't get its own fucking movie. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
We need Wonder Woman to do well so the Bat-Cow movie can happen. So they're willing to take risks.
Yeah.
What have you two been up to?
Bat-Cow.
That is Bat-Cow is life now.
Bat-Cow is
Bat-Cow
life.
has a marking on its face that's the shape of a bat. I mean, it's just
I
it's
said
predestined.
that.
I know, but I didn't.
I told you.
Oh.
It was... one does not just take up the cowl and become Bat-Cow.
The cowl.
One is born Bat-Cow.
Bat-Cowl and it's Bat-Cowl.
Oh, Matt, fuck off. I'm deleting you.
Well, now I'm
from
just
the
imagining
podcast.
whenever there's this one moment of confusion when Batman goes to put on his Bat-Cowl and accidentally puts on his Bat-Cow. This isn't
He's
very
saying that
comfortable.
Bruce Wayne is so fucking stupid. He'd be like, a cowl, An actual fucking bovine. Probably the giant fucking animal. Put on head. Wait, something feels wrong. My bat confusion is happening.
Please draw that.
Okay, maybe.
Like, really graphically.
See, now I'm just thinking of like,
It's like he just breaks his neck into his shoulders, so he's just like a stumpy man.
I'm just thinking of like bits from like Batman lore, but replacing characters with Bat-Cow. So there's
Killing
like
joke with Bat-Cow.
yeah, so like fucking Bat-Cow gets shot in the spine and ends up having to become Oracle and doing all the computer stuff. So like. So like over
Bat-Cow, the Oracle. I need information about this thing. Thanks, Bat-Cow. I'll be right in. The fucking hell!
Or it could
Oh
be
my
worse.
god! I need to mod Arkham Asylum so hard. Well, it'd be Oracow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would.
Fucking Christ! This is good.
Were Bat-Cow's parents also killed by
The Joker.
I don't know. Yeah, well, I guess it depends on which version of Batman you're going
No,
with.
it was killed by the Joker because it's an evil chicken.
It just becomes this whole kind of farmyard parody thing.
Well, the Penguin is literally just still Oswald.
And then later
he
it
just
can-
wanders in and fucks shit up with the animals occasionally.
And then later it can have a crossover with Spider-Ham.
Yeah, Spider-Ham can come in and they'll be like, wait,
You know, I'm beginning to think comics are really weird.
you think? Yeah, a little bit. They can occasionally be really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I read comics for a long ass time. Holy dang.
So, what have you been up to, Snipe? Apart from Bat-Cow.
Does it matter? Can anything top Bat-Cow?
Well, you can try.
Well, yeah. I finally got around to playing Darkest Dungeon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been really enjoying that because they updated that and they added an easy mode. And before anyone gets really mad about games shouldn't have easy mode, blah, this actually, even on easy mode, I'm having difficulty with it. It's a tough game.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's by design. It's designed to be brutal and punishing.
It
so.
is, and that's great. But yeah, on easy mode, it's like I'm gonna amp it up eventually. But for the moment, I'm just learning mechanics and stuff and learning the area and knowing what I've kind of got to do and how I can upgrade my characters and
Your characters.
before my characters. Yeah, okay.
Characters.
Oh fucking.
Characters.
Matthew, you are tearing us apart.
Yeah, we heard you. We heard the cow puns. Oh, but no, I booted it up, and what immediately struck me was that I'd forgotten that Wib had played a fair bit of it. And when you start a new game, you have like 4 slots, and it starts with like darkest whatever. So you can just delete that and call it whatever you want. Wib had called his Darkest Dingle. And that, for some reason, hit me like a fucking truck. I could not function.
What, because you didn't want to look at my save file, The Darkest Dingle?
I didn't want to look at your Darkest
I
Dingle.
think that was done for the video we did of Darkest Dungeon, like, ages ago.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah. So I've been playing, it's kind of like a turn-based RPG?
It's,
Hit things with medieval people?
It's kind of fundamentally a turn-based like battle system.
Dungeon crawler kind of thing.
There are RPG elements to it, although I would compare it. It has like roguelike elements as well, but not fully.
Yeah.
You sort of you throw people into the meat grinder to burn through this kind of Lovecraftian horror.
It nails the whole Lovecraft thing. Like, and you have like insanity effects almost, where every time, like, say your character gets critted, or they get something like in a fight, they get critted, or they miss, or something like that. That will affect their sanity or stress. So once they get to like a certain amount of stress, they freak out, and they can either go for something good, which is like there's one that the plague doctor has, which is like they occasionally regen like a load of hit points, which is really, really useful. Or they can go and just kind of snap and like... I remember the knight I had kept becoming really abusive and just kept shouting abuse at the rest of the team and lowering and basically giving them more stress, so they were getting like closer to their breaking point. And like you can get knock-on effects where something will crit one guy and then he'll go nuts and become abusive and then scream at the rest of them, and then one of them will just go, oh, I can't take this shit anymore, and then become like paranoid. And like it goes, and you can change. Like it gets changed, so all of your characters are just kind of sitting there being fucking useless dicks, which is annoying when it happens. But oh god, there's a whole lot of nuance I need to learn there.
Yeah, I mean,
I am enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember playing it, and this was before the easier modes were added, and it's like I did really enjoy it, but the general punishing nature of it does mean that it's a game that I never. It felt like a game that I should be able to just sit down and kind of have a bit of a relaxed play with, but because of how all the micromanaging of everyone's like neuroses that they pick up, because like when you like get to the end of a level,
they tend to pick up weird neuroses.
Yeah, they can like some of them will like say become like afraid of a certain type of enemy or
like they can only visit the whorehouse to relieve stress or something.
Yeah,
I had a guy earlier. It was like. He will not, because there's like a chapel that you go to, it's like he won't go and do anything like pray or self-flagellate or meditate because of what he's witnessed.
He has seen too much.
It's like he's witnessed something terrible, he cannot trust the church, and I'm like, fuck did you witness, dude? Fuck me, okay. Like, oh god, there was a thing earlier that completely and utterly broke my heart. So... in the sanitarium, because you kind of have like a chart of like good things that happens when you snap and bad things that happen when you snap. So you can be like, I think there's one that's like comfort eater, so they eat loads more food because you need to take food during a dungeon. So that becomes massively annoying because it digs into your supplies. And you can remove a negative or I think a positive trait. So I put him in there and I wanted to remove, I can't even remember what it was. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll just remove that. And then he little text bubbles pops up and goes, I just want to be a better person. And then, like, the door shuts and I'm like, oh, my poor little dude. It really fucking got to me. I was like, oh, he was like, I just want to be a better person. I was like, oh my god. This fucking game. It's the worst. Don't ever play it. 0 out of 10. Bad. But no, yeah, I've been getting to grips with that. It's very spooky, I like it. And of course the art style is fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah, like...
I love it so much.
I kind of like how... Like, it's very common for people to compare things to Dark Souls these days, but there is a certain Soulsian type vibe to it, especially because, you've got knights and things battling against unholy horrors.
Well, I've literally called my knight Oscar, and my plague doctor Eileen.
Yeah.
Because of course.
Yeah. But I think there is, and I think probably the closest thing to compare it to is it's like a medieval version of the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, but with
it really does feel like that.
But with the sanity effects like ramped up to the fore.
Definitely, and you can actually engage things and fight them and kill them because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. But no, it does have a very kind of Call of Cthulhu feel to it. That's a really good way to describe it, actually.
But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I do mean to, I've always meant to go back and play some more of it.
Of your darkest dingle save.
I might make a new save so I don't have to deal with the dingle.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, maybe don't do that. So yeah, I'm very, very late to the party, but I'm actually quite enjoying it.
Oh, good.
It's frustrating and eldritch, but in a good way.
Yeah.
But Wib, what have you been up to?
Well...
Nothing, okay, thanks for listening.
No, the main thing I've been doing is, recently, is playing Besiege, the game that we did a Snipe and Whip play on.
Oh, that looks great fun.
You should totally buy it.
Dude, that is so your game.
It's quite cheap, I think it's like £6.
Okay.
And they're currently working on adding in multiplayer to it as well.
Oh, well, if they add that, okay, I'm on it.
Yeah, it will basically then be Robot Wars.
Mm-hmm. With flamethrowers.
Yeah. I've been playing a fair bit of it, and yeah, there is something there's something so engaging about building things that move in video games, like building vehicles.
I don't quite get it. I think because I'm really bad at it, or maybe I'm too good at it. Actually,
I think the video evidence is out there that you can't hide behind the ambiguity.
Okay, everyone knows. People know how good I am at that game. But yeah, I think definitely puts a damper on it for me. I can tell it's a very well-made game.
Oh yeah.
Very good at what it does, but at the same time, I'm sitting there going, I don't want to play because I suck at everything. I mean,
the problem that I've got is that I looked up guides on how to make catapults because I just couldn't. I couldn't work out how certain things work, like how the springs worked and stuff. And then, like, once I built one, I could then look and see, you press this button, then it doesn't tell you you're supposed to press that button. You have to click on this button to unveil that you need to press that button. It's a whole thing. There are elements of its UI design that are not fantastic, like, just yet, but a little bit more iteration, because I mean it is still in early access, although for whatever the fuck early access means anymore, because it's been out for over a year.
Yeah,
early access is such a nonsense term. It's like HD. What does it mean?
Yeah, it means different things to different people at different times. But because it is relatively cheap, and it is the sort of game that you can just lose yourself in, like I played it when I was just testing it to make sure it'd record fine. I just meant to like play it for like 10 minutes, so I ended up spending like an hour dicking around with it, and then I was like, okay, I guess this is a pretty good game. Like, if I spend an hour and I don't really notice.
Yeah, that's a good game. So.
But I haven't been looking up guides on how to do anything else, so I'm sort of just experimenting with my own ideas of how to make things. So, like, I was quite proud of myself that I managed to make a catapult that can reload. Like, it's only got like one spare rock in it, but
that's still pretty rare.
But to make it cool. So it fires the one rock, and then it's got like another rock held above like the back end of it, held in place, and you press a button which drops it down into a trough, which then you press another button that pushes out a piston to knock it into the cup that holds it on the arm of the catapult.
That's pretty rad.
I was like, I'm weirdly proud of that.
It should be. Like, that boggles my fucking mind.
And then you look at the Steam Workshop, and people have made literal walking robots.
Well, people have made, like, orc vehicles.
Yeah, so someone made like a killer can.
It was so cool.
Awesome.
People make like remarkably accurate vehicles. They are using like mods for certain items and such. I know you can make tracked vehicles, which I think I might have a go at trying to make later.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, Besieged is really good. I can definitely, if you watch the video that we did and you have any interest in that sort of game, you'll probably really like it. And as I say, multiplayer is coming, I think they said around Q3 this year is what they're aiming for. They're actually doing a sensible thing, because obviously it's a physics-based game. They're making it so whoever the host is actually the one that generates all the physics. Like, it's their computer that runs all that, so it means you won't have that problem where two people are generating physics separately and they don't necessarily match up.
That's pretty clever.
But it means that the weird offshoot of that is it means that your host, they can basically have as many parts and moving things going around as their computer can handle. But the other person, it's not really a big deal, because all they're really getting is the raw data. They're not processing any of the physics data that actually slows it down. Yeah. So the person on the other end can have a really shitty computer, but as long as one person who's hosting it's got a good computer, it will actually work for lots of people, apparently.
That's
Moral
cool.
of the story, befriend someone with an amazing PC.
Yeah, basically.
Have them host.
But yeah, I can definitely recommend it. The only other main thing I've got to talk about is a strange event that happened a couple of weeks back, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it last podcast because of E3 stuff. And it's got no real point to it. It's just an adorable little story that I thought I should tell.
Oh, yay, story time with Wim.
Yeah. So
sit down and let Daddy tell you a story.
It was actually when we were going to record Panty Party, so it's a little while ago now. Yeah. When it happened.
I had hoped to have forgotten.
We hoped to have forgotten. But as we were setting that up, about to record, we get a knock on the door. So I go and answer.
It's the police, sir. Are you playing Panty Party? Yes.
Let me tell my nice story.
Okay, sorry. Start again.
So we were about to play the game. Get a knock on the door. I go out and I answer it, and there's a guy there who is he's trying to get something for charity. Now I never find out what charity he's actually with, because what happens is he's like, yeah, hello. I want to talk to you about this thing. Are you aware of? He's about to like launch into his spiel about the charity he represents, and then he stops, and he looks down at my T-shirt, because I happen to be wearing a Team Fortress 2 Pyro T-shirt. He just stops, looks at me for a second, and goes, "What's that from?" I'm like, "Oh, it's a Team Fortress 2 shirt." He's like, do you still play?" I'm like, "Not for a while, but I did play it quite a lot." And he's like, how long ago did you play it?" I was like, "Oh, I played it from more or less launch." And this goes on to this long conversation where we're talking about TF2, and then it kind of just bridges off onto like, "Oh, so what other games do you play?" And like, I'm saying, "Oh, we'll play a bit of everything," and start talking about the games we're playing recently. And after a while, he kind of realizes that he's supposed to be a charity worker, and he kind of turns back to like, okay, yeah, I need to do this. So I represent. So do you watch anyone on Twitch? And it turns out this guy, he's a lovely bloke. His name was Casper, and he was from Lithuania, of all places.
Oh, rad.
It led us to talking about how one of the wonderful things about like gaming, one of the positive things about the gaming culture is that people from all around the world play together, and you can often end up with friends that are all around the world. Like, we've got like really good friends that are just from all over the place, and it's no big deal. Like, oh yeah, friend in fucking Ohio, yeah, we can just talk to them like whenever.
Yeah,
like it's not a big deal. And I think it was like when he moved here, all of his friends that were gamers like were in Lithuania, so he'd not had a chance to speak to anyone about gaming.
Aww.
Like in England, because none of the people he knew here like had talked about it. So I just had this nice conversation with a guy on the doorstep for like 10 minutes about gaming, and then he just left and didn't try and sell me any charity stuff. He just left, and it was like. That was a fun thing. It
sounds like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I hope he has a good day.
It reminds me of another time when a very similar thing happened, where a guy came up and again trying to do a charity thing, and then he stopped mid sentence and then looked behind me and went, "Is that a Marshall amp?"
Like, my man.
I'm like, "Yeah." And then we got on to talking about music for about like 15 minutes. But it was just quite a nice little interaction of yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it has no point to that story. It was just a fun little thing that happened.
See, anyone who comes to the door when I answer it, they just want me to sign shit.
Yeah.
I never get the fun people. I get the, "Could you sign here, please?"
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, isn't it?
Ah, well. I'm glad that you have actually had some decent conversations at the door.
Actually, there was one minor thing that is not really a big thing, but I'll just mention it. I've been finally going through 8th edition 40k.
Yeah, we've been really slack on that.
Well, in fairness, it's only been out. It came out on the 16th. It's not like it's been out.
It came out in the 60s.
It's not.
Wait a minute.
No,
Yeah,
it came out on the 16th of last month. It's not like it's been out for like over a month or anything.
Oh, I've slept since then. It's dead to me. I'm waiting for 9th, honestly.
Well, that's basically what we did with 7th. We just ignored its existence.
We really did. We were just like, 7th? I haven't. No, that's not a thing.
But yeah, so we're going to have a little bit of a game of that probably later on today, of the day of recording, obviously.
There's so much has changed. They've removed pie plates, and there's no initiative, and blah.
Yeah, there's no templates now, right?
But yeah, I guess.
But then you hit people with your whippy sticks. Everything is there.
They've taken those out too.
Actually,
There's no. You don't get whippy stick. You don't get whippy sticks in the box in the like starter box set anymore. You get like tape measure or like.
Do I look like a goddamn animal? If I want to put a pie plate on someone, they get salty with me, I want to be able to whip them in the back of the legs with my whippy stick.
I hope we don't get to a point where there are people playing Warhammer 40,000 or indeed any tabletop war game who doesn't know what a red whippy stick is. Because that's
and they were always fucking useless for measuring, because they're always warped as fuck because you were hitting people with them.
Yeah. Well, just simply the fact that they're like moulded plastic, that there is a variance in them, so they weren't 100% accurate anyway.
But God, they were fun for hitting people.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Especially when you went to games to like Warhammer with people who took helmets, because then it's even more fun because you actually just twat them on the top of the helmet.
Well, to be fair, they probably deserve it because they're complete twats.
And that's not a thing that any of us would have ever done.
That's stupid. Like, I'm not very good at wargaming, but I get into it. And yeah, ringing in my fucking ears, holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't really think the whole ringing in your ears through if I hit a metal tin can on your head with it. So yeah, apologies again.
We learned something that day.
Yeah, we did. And I let you do it back again just to prove to me that it was awful. So
Yeah, no. I think we both suffered. Like, no one won here.
Everyone suffered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially the staff.
But the point is,
Warhammer
we want
World.
the chance to be able to suffer if we want to, but now we can't.
Yeah,
'cause there's
it
no
is
more
our
logistics.
choice. And if I want to whip a fucking giant pie plate at someone's face, then I think I should be able to.
I think that's a very narrow view on the requirements of pie plates in a war game.
What? Oh, yeah, also you can take models out of play. But that's beside the point. I want to fucking
So
frisbee at Drummer Matt and then he'll hit me in the head with a whippy stick. That's what wargaming is all about.
So yeah, I guess we'll give a little bit of an update on that, of how we kind of feel about it on the next podcast, I guess.
Fucking, my dreadnought's got 8 wounds.
Yeah, something
My
like that.
dreadnought has wounds.
Yeah, that's kind of
That
weird.
feels weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get it for the game balance, but that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway, we should probably wrap this thing up.
we should probably depart and leave these poor... Oh,
Yeah.
there's no one listening. It's fine.
I'm off to play the new Grand Theft Auto. And I say new. I bought it in the summer sale last year, I think.
Ooh, Vice City. I've heard good things.
The new Grand Theft Auto Mission Pack London. But yeah, sorry, Matt.
I spent the last week downloading it, so I'm quite looking forward to it.
And your horrible
Yeah.
French internet.
It's-
How's your French coming along? Are you going to be able to ask for
no.
better internet soon? No? Oh.
It's difficult. It's very difficult.
Get a friendly Frenchman.
Yeah,
a
we
French
need
person.
to, but yeah. No, it's all right. My reading is getting better. Like, I can read French comics, or like I've been buying the various Marvel comics, but like the French translations of, which come out about 6 months
Nice.
late. But that's fine.
Yeah.
I've been reading them, and I can get through them without like looking up anything and things.
Nice.
So reading's okay.
Speaking is a completely
It's just
different kettle of
speaking
fish,
is just
though.
yeah, and listening to people as well talking is so much harder.
Well, because they all speak super fast, and
Yeah.
you're like,
And
yes,
actually,
fine.
the more the problem here. I mean, that might be the problem in like Paris somewhere, but down here, I'm in Bordeaux. Like everyone just wants to practice their English, even though they're all pretty much fluent. So you go into a shop with even a slight English accent, and they'll just reply to you in English. I was like, but I want to
Yeah.
practice listening to someone speak French at me. Like, it's
I
not
remember
helpful.
someone telling me about like that being a very common thing in Germany when they were there. I think it might have been Ruth actually. And she was like,
Yeah,
you know, you go in, you're like, oh, guten Tag, and they're like, hello. And you're like, no,
no, just-
please.
It's like I'd understand it if you need to practice, but you're all fluent. Like,
Yeah,
you
like,
all
that's
speak
the
English
thing.
better than I speak English.
A lot of native English speakers aren't technically fluent.
I imagine most people's native language, people who are like multilingual, I imagine that their native language is technically the language that they are the worst at, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Because
I think, yeah.
because they will have learnt the other ones in a more academic setting, probably, so they'll be more actually fluent in it. Whereas their own language, it's full of all of the bad habits you have from a language that you've grown up with.
Everyone's going to understand what you say anyway because they all have those bad habits as well.
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, no,
I
get you.
said, "Hey up me duck" to an American the other day, and they just did not know what was happening. As did presumably most of the people listening now.
A up me duck means hello, my term of endearment.
Yeah.
Hello, friend, basically.
Well, importantly enough, a gender-neutral term of endearment, which is quite rare. Which is quite
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Although I do like the way around it, like, hey up, ducky, how you doing? You right?
Oh, it's
You're
actually...
like, oh, it confused the fuck out of me when I got here.
yeah, I bet.
Like, hey up, ducky, you right? I'm like, the fuck did you just say to me? Do you want money? Is that what you want?
Now I'm thinking that there is someone out there who is like got some kind of like map on their screen, trying to work out whereabouts we actually live
Please don't do that.
by
That's
trying
kind
to
of
work
invading
out
privacy.
from the accent that we're imitating as being the local one.
I think it's broad enough to not narrow it down too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few places in the UK that have the A up me duck.
Okay, maybe don't actively challenge someone who's going to be like trying to narrowly find us on a map.
It's not that
No,
difficult.
they already know that we live near Warhammer World, so like they already knew where we almost are.
Damn it! I'm honestly expecting a knock on the door any minute now. Like, hello. Hey up me duck. Like, no! They're talking local at me. Yeah.
All right.
It's the one thing I can't deal with.
It took a lot of getting used to.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially my auntie's husband. Go bird watching. And you're like, the fuck is wrong with you? What? what is this? Is this a different language?
No, he's got the very short, like,
Very
go down, boom, go do
walk
this
down
thing.
pit. Yeah, old miner, very gruff and fucking. Yeah, I could not understand a word he said for like 5 years. That made it awkward. It's like yes, That guy's fucking terrifying. I remember like I was playing with my gerbil and he picked it up and he put it in his front shirt pocket.
Sorry.
Yeah, I literally I had a pet gerbil and it was kind of like running around in my hands and I was like feeding it. He walks up to me, picks it up and puts it in his shirt pocket. And I'm like, I just had no idea how to do it. I was like, that's my fucking gerbil. And he's like, come on now. I'm like, I kind of just stood there looking at his pocket and this tail frantically just freaking out. The gerbil was even more worried than I was. I was like, can I have my gerbil? He's like, no, it's mine. I'm going to eat it. Bit of bread. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Right.
I was so frightened. I can't, honestly. I think I blanked a bit of that conversation because I can't remember how I got my gerbil back. Did I get my gerbil back?
No, he ate it.
Oh, God.
If you got your gerbil back, did you ever see this guy again, or did you do something to him?
I loved my gerbil. No, I'm pretty sure I got her back. But yeah, just fucking that's...
Anyway, finishing up this gaming podcast or whatever.
This gaming podcast about my frightening fucking uncle who can barely speak English stealing my pets and threatening to eat them. Thank you very much for listening, everyone.
And goodbye to those new listeners who will never listen again. Goodbye.
Bye.